Let's take a look at what is happening in your markets, and we start off with the JSE. Of course, it seems that the rebound that we had seen in yesterday's session has faltered today. And even though the local bourse did get a mostly higher handover from the Asian markets, it has sunk into the red today, declining by 1/3%. We do have the industrial 25 there carrying most of those losses, declining more than 1.5%. Financial 15 there losing more than 0.6%, but bucking that overall trend and extending the gains that we had seen yesterday is the resources 10 complex there advancing more than 0.7%. Let's take a look at what is happening with markets stateside, and on that front we are halfway through the fourth quarter earnings season, and we did have a car manufacturer Ford actually beating on analyst earnings estimates and actually posting a higher outlook for 2024 than markets had anticipated. But on the other side of the spectrum, we did have a Snapchat owner, Snap, its shares plummeting by about more than 30% as it reported revenue that missed estimates. But we are seeing there a sea of green with the S&P 500 climbing higher, more than 0.75%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq carrying the bulk of those gains, up by almost a similar margin as the S&P 500, and the Dow eking out a gain of 0.4%. Let's take a look at what is happening with markets across the Atlantic, and we are seeing those markets in the red, as you saw with the JSE, the FTSE 100 declining almost 0.6%, the CAC 40 with a loss there of more than 1/5%, and the DAX declining by 0.5%. Let's take a look at the currency scene and start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. Some weakness coming through to the rand. At this time yesterday it was standing at 18.88 rand. Now at 18.90 rand against the US dollar, against the pound at 23.89 rand, and against the euro at 20.37 rand. Let's take a look at how the other currency pairs are doing, starting off with the euro dollar that has remained steady at 1.07, pound dollar standing at 1.26, and the yen just below 148 against the US dollar.